It's a 16-hour flight to Fiji, isolated from any continent by thousands of miles of blue Pacific Ocean. And apparently, I've done something wrong to offend the island gods. Torrential rains locked me in their grip and tested my sanity. By the time the island hopper plane could take off, I was ready to dive into the eye of the storm, even if it meant strapping onto the wing. Fiji is made up of hundreds and hundreds of islands, and some of the largest untouched reefs on the planet, home to untold species of game fish. Day after day, the casts piled up. But I continued to believe that somewhere below the surface, a monster GT eyed my popper and prepared to strike.
Oh, there he is!
Hour upon hour of casting poppers over Astrolabe Reef off Fiji's wild Kondabu Island at last bring me the results I've been hoping for. And a monster GT is drawn out of the water. It only took 3,000 casts.
What do you think of that, huh? Giant Astrolabe Reef Fijian Trevally. Whew. There he goes.
The volcanic islands of Fiji sprawl across the map of the Southwest Pacific, separated by as much as 250 miles from one another. It's a beachcomber's life on these sparsely populated, unspoiled islands, where there's little else than the sea to live off of. That's my dog, Friday. Living amongst the Fijians, you find a warm and friendly people, quick to laugh and joke.
Take him. Someone take him. Someone.
You quickly learn the tricks of the trade of surviving this island.
Fruits of our labor, literally.
You've got to learn to listen to the knowledge of the native Fijians, especially when they talk of monster dogtooth tuna. The bad weather has followed me to this remote island like a sour ex-girlfriend, and has blocked me from the dogtooth fishing ground for weeks. There has got to be a way to get out there.
From all the reports that I've gathered and from the people I've contacted, they all tell me that if you want to catch big dogtooth, there's only one place to go, and that's down here at the other end of the island. What's that, about 45 miles away to the seamount?
It's major risk to try to make this run, and if this one engine happens to go down and we end up in the water, you can be sure the sharks will be there to greet us with a smile. I wake up with a knot in my stomach, even on a day as nice as this. 45 miles of open water lie ahead, under the threat of storm. But the seamount is where the dogtooth are.
So finally, looks like we got a little bit of a break in the weather. Glassy, calm right out here. Obviously, we're inside of the reef, but we're taking our chances. We're going. We're going to that seamount.
This is Fiji's top dog, Piero Piva, and meet veteran mate, Mighty Joe.
Well, we're in an area known as the seamount. It's basically a mini ecosystem out in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by 4,000 or 5,000 feet of water. There's this big mountain that comes up to about 300 feet below the surface. Skipjack, yellowfin tuna, dogtooth, marlin hang out around here. I mean, really every fish that is in these waters is kind of concentrated around this area because it's the only piece of structure around. And that's why we're here. We're gonna drop some jigs, see what we come up with.
The highest point on this volcanic seamount is still 300 or 400 feet below, where unknown creatures lurk.
The sounder's picking up fish between 80 and 120 meters.
And what's our depth?
158.
All right, first drop at the seamount. Now off to try to get that dogtooth. Bit elusive so far. Hard to hook, and when you do, they're even harder to land. It's like sink these hooks into one. Oh! Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Look at him. Oh, shark!
On remote Kandavo Island, you live off what the ocean provides. Tropical storms have shaped this expedition. Now I'm challenging the sky and sea to reach that volcanic seamount that supposedly holds monster dogtooth tuna and other untold secrets.
Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Maybe. He's heavy. He is heavy. I've got some pretty heavy drag on this, too.
It's big, mate. I can see a fish on the finder.
Yeah? How far down is he? On the surface. Yeah, I wish. Only 400 feet to go.
Want me to pour you some coffee?
Iced coffee? I don't know. Can't tell. I don't know what this is down there. He's got some weight to him, though. I'm very curious to find out. You can just barely see him right down there. It's down deep. The thing about this water is so clear that when your fish is like 60 feet down is when you get your first look at him. So you know what? May have just saw the shine off his side. Yeah, there he is. It's decent. Let's see what we got.
It's an Almaco jack, relative of the yellowtail, and this one pushes the Fijian record for sure.
What a piglet. Thanks, buddy. Just fish all over the place at this seamount. So cool.
I never thought I'd wish for clouds and high winds again on this trip. But as the sun beats down and I bake in the heat, maybe a little tropical storm wouldn't be so bad after all.
It's nice when there's no wind. It makes for calm seas, but it's also no breeze. It's friggin' hot as hell out here.
If anything, jigging is probably more tiring than popping, and more monotonous.
Oh, there's something.
With all the different species circling around this seamount, there could be anything at the end of this line.
There's a long way down. I was close to the bottom. Maybe 50 feet up or so. Two on, huh? 3 rods bent over. Good fishing. We haven't caught the dogtooth that we came here for yet, but man, rods are just bending over. Something bigger? Something bit off? Oh, you got shark. I better hurry up and get mine in. Oh, shark! Shark! Shark's up! Come on, man. Come on.
A single bite, and half the fish is gone.
Dogtooth.